The Voltage products were really game-changing software for us. It helped us take legacy systems that we really didn't know how we would take out of scope for PCI out of scope. About 94% of our revenue comes through a website. And that means credit card payments. And we were, like every other company that accepts credit cards, subject to the PCI data security standard, and we had to become compliant with that. With mobile devices and the need to have data everywhere, we need to find a way to really apply that protection directly to the data. We consider Voltage to be a best-in-class product because of the stateless tokenization and also because of the unique page-integrated encryption and secure data web. The tokenization, specifically the stateless tokenization that was available from Voltage, really allowed us to take millions of credit card numbers that were stored down to zero, and that makes PCI compliance obviously much easier. The fact that we can stand up stateless tokenization servers in data centers that are in geographically diverse areas really allows us to operate efficiently because we don't have to worry about connecting databases from one data center to another data center and the lag associated with those connections. We were not compliant before we had the Voltage products. We couldn't have been compliant before we had the Voltage products. The products have done a marvelous job in helping us reduce the scope that has been subject to our PCI standards. When our PCI assessor comes on site, they have a much smaller group of servers and systems to look at than they had to in the past. That's reduced the overall complexity of our visits and the time necessary to complete those assessments. The PCI assessor can take a look at how we're protecting the data from the customer's browser all the way into the back end and then tokenizing that data and very quickly determine that we are protecting that data. We had millions and millions of stored credit cards and now we have no stored credit cards. And from the standpoint of the revenue of the company, roughly 94% of our data, 94% of our payments are coming through e-commerce from customer connections, and that's all secured by Secure Data Web. We're looking at ways to protect other forms of data, for example, passport numbers and social security numbers, but we're also looking at some of the other encryption technologies that Voltage offers. We've just recently implemented Voltage encryption on point-of-sale devices, which was new to Allegiant, and now we're looking at Voltage encryption on mobile devices as well. The Security Voltage products were great from the standpoint of implementation. They didn't require a lot of resource time to implement. In fact, from the start of our project to the go-live date for the security products was only about 3 months, and that was incorporating numerous systems, including web and mobile systems. And the resources involved were just a handful of people. We would have spent months and months and months of developer time bringing legacy systems into strict PCI compliance. Those developers were allowed to work on projects that were actually revenue generating. And in fact, we can point to one product that they were able to get to sooner and deploy sooner, which directly tied into many millions of dollars of enhanced revenue for the company by not spending the time working on the legacy systems. This was probably the first and only time that in my career in information security that I can say that the company actually made money from an information security product. From an ongoing standpoint is it just runs. It's a system that we really don't have to think about. The Voltage products are invisible to our customer. All it does is protect their data.